Okay, we're back. So sorry about that. The owners came in. I had to do some work on the side there. Anyway, so we are talking about procedural animation, and we're going to focus on sort of this idea. Although I believe I haven't exactly sure, but I believe they created this in Blender, and or your animation package of choice imported in Unity. So we got to the point where we're doing this. So this is the uh, the programmer. Well, I don't know, the content, content. And then we're just gonna duplicate this and drop this on the live geo here. Reset this here, and I'm gonna say then. Oh, you know what I should call? Oh, you know what I should call this? I should call this created. I think we screwed up on our text here. I want to actually put a center there. But what I'm going to call this one is actually guided, right? So, yeah, so that's going to be really awesome. So guided to me, I've kind of set up this definition. So guided to me is like where, you create a character and it says, "Hey, I want to be a warrior and I want to be a dwarf and I want to be a berserker," right? But created is sort of like this idea for me. I'm trying to, I don't know, as I'm building my own game engine, I'm kind of designing the terminology. And so created is now this really great idea that anytime I'm doing program created stuff. So that's the idea. So this is the thing. We're not calling it a monster. We're not calling it anything. Oh, here, let me copy this as well. And then I want to come in here and I want to dump this into here. And then I want to say that, so the thing data equals a, here, let me just call stream s data equals this, and then we'll just say s data. Now I probably should be using stream builder and stuff, but yeah, so essentially what I want to do is copy this. So yeah, so my body, so s data equals so the body type, and then I want to say the body type here, which, yep, okay, and then we're good. And then I want to say the life, right? So life is we're just going to call something called life, and then we're going to, um, yeah, so we'll just do a serialized float for life. This is technically the uh, equals 1F, and then public float life, life, and then public body types, body type. No, come on. Love how AI is like, oh, I know exactly what you want to do, and it's like, no, why would I? Okay, body type. There we go. I just want to, yeah. Ugh. Mm-hmm. Because public material, main material, because we're going to want to use that eventually. There we go. Catches up eventually. So essentially, so we've got this material. So we want to kind of preset the material. Eventually, we could, move me to a materials dot get, color dot light blue, um, sort of, colors. And there again, colors, uh, color random, you know, we'll get light blue. Um, we're not going to do that right now. And then, yeah, this is the life scale starts at 0.1 to 1F and then moves to the next stage. Do, 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 do. So yeah, so we got this text area. So we're now, so here we are. So now we're in here, and then we just go, oh yeah, this is plus equal. And then I want to do slash in here. Yeah. And then I want to do the life stage. Uh, here, let me say life stage. And I just want to cut this out. Oh boy, cut this out. And I'm just going to say, that is that. Oh, I don't need that, and I don't need that. There we go. Okay, so we got the life stage, and then we want to say material. Yeah, so we'll just say material. And then I'm not sure how to say. I think we'll just say light blue for now. Um, Here, let me just say color types, right? So let me get a public enum color types. We'll say light blue, uh, light blue, dark green, and then we'll add in a new, yeah, so it's just easy. So, whoa, boy, what is that? Sound output? Yeah, okay, whatever. Hopefully we're good on sound. Yeah. Oh, and I didn't bring up the chat. Let me bring up the chat again. Can I fix that somehow? Yeah. So this is my. Well, I mean, you already know where my YouTube channel is because if you're watching this, you're seeing it. So yeah. So here's my YouTube channel. I'm Micaiah Stevens. Yeah. Oh, and then I click here, and then I should. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. There we go. Ooh. How do I? There we go. Feel free to chat. I don't get many, so don't notice it often. Anyways, so let's move forward. So, oh man, there's so much to say and so much to do. I'm like, pretty okay. So yeah, so this is just a created, um, and then yeah, so we're through here. We could almost like hide these fields here. Let me do. Oh no, I can't do that. No, I can. I can. Honest. We'll just say hide. Well, we can't hide that one. Right for right now. Okay, so this is well. Let's just move on and we'll clean up the yeah. So I've been programming Unity for about it's impossible to say, and people are like, yeah, right, and it's like, yeah, I've been programming Unity for like 13 plus. I think I've gotten down to 13. Honestly, it's not about actually how long I've been programming because I don't remember exactly when I started, but I started like clear back in 2007 or sorry, 2001. So that would be like 23 years, but I don't remember. I think it was back in Unity 5, so it's like, man, it's hard to say. Oops, don't do that. Unity 5 release date. So I think that's kind of where, yeah, so 2015. Probably doesn't even seem right because I started college in 2001, graduated in like 2008, and then uh, I think so. It's like, yeah, so it might be around 2008. I'm in a because after well, I mean, I think it was after, because unfortunately for me, when I was in college, Unity wasn't really it was probably a thing, but the teachers didn't know about it, so it became really kind of a frustrating thing there um where they yeah they they didn't quite understand that. So anyway, so we're using enum types. I think the other cool thing is you can do bytes. I've been trying to play with that a little bit, so I should probably get into the habit. So essentially, so some of my core philosophy here is we create this thing called color type with an S, and then down here it's the color type with the lower without the S, and then yeah, and then we create these accessors, and these are enums that we can manipulate and see in the editor, and we'll do some crazy stuff with that. So yeah. Anyway, so if I hit play, the thing should say life should create that, and the goal would be to like replicate that and that somehow. So it's a cube, life is 1.0, uh, and the life's and then the material. Oh yeah, the material is not there because we didn't get the color type. So let me fix the color type. Yeah, so I can now do the color type here. Um, And so there again, so part of me is just saying, okay, cool, but you're going to start adding in, oh, I have to play. I mean, I could probably execute on editor or whatever, but yeah. Oh, yeah, this does light blue material, but yeah, we're doing, here, let me fix this one over here. So I'm just going to say, material is going to be light blue. And then, yeah, so there again, so the guided programming, creator, is, yeah, well, yeah. Anyway, so material light blue. So now the here, and let me say let me fix another little quirk I feel like. So I just want to create this empty. We're going to call this graphics, which is a really good idea. Um, Kind of a like a Quill 18 theme that I just kept going forever and ever and ever, where he's like, oh yeah, you always want to create this graphics object. So it's like, oh, okay. Quill 18 creates. Yeah, it's how old I am. He probably hasn't done anything like that forever. Okay, so yeah, so oh, and then the other thing too is I need to, yeah, I really wish there was a way to say, maybe we should do something here. Let me do something different. Let me create um a a C sharp. We'll call this graphics CO. And we'll do some things we really don't do that often in Unity. So I'm going to add, so I'm going to, this is kind of like a minor component module. So what I want to do is we're going to say, in here, I want to say serialized field transform graphics equals null, and then public transform, ah, yes, yes, yes. I know it's complicated. Really wish the AI would be like, oh, hey, you program like this 24/7, you should be doing that. So essentially, I need a reference to that graphics, and I could do it a different way, but I thought, hey, it'd be easier to do it this way. And what I can do now is just come down here and say, okay, let me say, well, we could do region, Unity, right? In region, and then I'm just going to say, not, I don't want to say graphics geo, graphics, right? Uh, and then this will equal null. And then on the start, I want to say graphics equals get component, graphics geo. Now I could do require components and all this crazy stuff, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. I believe you can just come up here and say require component. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should just do it for. I don't normally program like this, but anyways. Yeah. Okay. So now, yeah. So we've created the body type as a cube. We've set a material type to color. Maybe I should just do the materials um, just to knock that out of the park. We'll just create a C sharp script. We'll call this materials. Um, and then there you go. So essentially what I want to do is go void awake. Uh, this is probably, I don't know, I just get really bad about using static instances like this. Um, but yeah, especially since I'm just gonna whip this one up in 5 seconds. Um, yeah, so what I want to do is say serialized material, light blue material equals null, and I'm gonna say dark green material, dark green material, and I want to put these in alphabetical order for some stupid reason, and I want to say public static. Well, actually, what I want to do is say public static material, and I want to say get, and then I want to say color types, the C type. So here again, I do C type because it's just, oh, it says, that's the C is just represented. And then I just say switch on the C type, which I believe this is Visual Studio 2022, by the way, um, the community edition. And what you used to be able to do is you used to be able to come in here and highlight this and say quick actions, which will probably work on live stream, of course. But yeah, it's like extra. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so they fixed it. I guess I did update. So yeah, so now I can add the missing cases. So, yep, they fixed it. I was like, oh my God, they took that away. And I'm like, that's the worst thing that could ever happen. I mean, the two things I love about Visual Studio, not, programming with this editor, is using that and then the references up here are amazing. It doesn't, yeah. Anyways, and then I want to say static material, dark blue material. Okay, so you have to say instance dot dark. Yeah, whatever. Give me something. Oh yeah. So I go. Oh, I guess I say this is a dark green material. So, I mean, I am sort of like saying, hey, I want to, create a whole bunch of, components. I mean, I do realize I have to, so I just have to say return the light blue, light blue. Yeah. Why do you like say, hey, I know exactly what you're talking about, and then just, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, so that's great. Oh, and then here's the, let's just give it a default material. Um, let's just say this is the default material. Um, also wish you could like, real like visual the AI would realize that that is like a like this is a accessor, like a set get accessor. And when you copy this here and paste it, I wish you could just like, do this. Because like let's copy, let's say, oh, we want a dark blue at some point, right? So we do that and say dark blue material. It like it sort of like boinks everything. It's like, why would you, I mean, why would you change that one material? Uh, but yeah, and then dark blue material, material. Um, yeah, so it's like it's just really weird that it would. And there again, it used the light green material. I'm like, what the? Anyways, so yeah, so here, let me just say, default. I just want to say, you could return the default material. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Um, the other cool thing too, well, it's unfortunate. I feel like so eventually, what you probably want to do is say serialized field, and you just say list of materials, right? And then you make this link. I think it's a linked list or something where each of and they're here under my life geo. I probably should take this out and put it under my materials here. But yeah, so this is a to do, wish list slash uh, to do, create a linked list of color types to material. Um, so that I think that would be really cool. But unfortunately for me, one of the downsides of that is you can't you you can't use this in here with the so it's like here again. So I'm just I can just but yeah. Oh, here let me save. Anyway, so what you could so now what so now being lazy, I'll just say materials, right? And then I'll drop this onto here. No, that's not what I want. So I drop this on here, and then you can get access to the list from here, which you can't do it from the code inspector, right? So this is like the where it's like, oh hey, um, no, why are you? There we go. You can't do the list here, but over here you can. So under here, I've locked my inspector, so now I can just drop my materials in here, and then I look at the dark green. Oh yeah, so this is kind of where I want. Okay, so I want the dark green to be first, and then the light blue, just to get it namespaced up. So it's like now I can just drop this in here, and then when I say, so there again, you could get the uh, public static material get list right, and then just pass it in the color types of here, and then you can do just return. Oh, I need a static. Sorry, I need a static. Static. There again. So I do a material array of materials, and then I pass in the instance dot materials to array. Um, yeah. Materials. What do you? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I see what the, yeah, so here, let me just say all materials. I see what the problem is. Let me say all materials. And then I can just, so all I have to do, and there again, you could just say like this is, what, so I want to do an int of the C type and I'm done. So that's, that's pretty sexy. Now you should do a full get like this. I think you used to be able to do that. I think you used to be able to go in here and say quick actions and say fix formatting. Sure. Uh, but used to be able to say switch to a oh come on. I know it's complicated. Used to be able to come in here and say yeah, yeah, so use the block body. But I think for now we're just good. And this is just example code to show some of the ways to do it. But yeah, so there again, so oh yeah, so yeah, because we did all that. Now we could just drop in. I think we renamed it, so it screwed up. Anyways, what I really like to do though is say, okay, that's cool, but I want to now link my dark green here and my light blue, right? So these are linked in this code view right here. Oh, that's not actually true for some. Oh, because it's locked. Yeah, there we go. So now I can link it through the code view, right? So I can drop in my code view, and I can say, wow. Okay, so yeah, probably lock that inspector. But okay, so now I can do the light blue material, and then I just want to, so uh, yeah. So here, let me just create, no, let me just duplicate this, and we'll call this the default material. And then I just want to, yeah, so that kind of screws up my, oh my God, now I have to add the default material here. But anyways, so that's good. So we're just going to do this through the color types. I think we only have the two color types. There again, so it's like you kind of need this default color type. Uh, but I don't like using that, so I'm trying to get away from that. Anyways, but if there's a problem, um, and also, so the other thing too about this material here is what we should do here is make this like this really crazy hot pink sort of thing. Do I do 255? Yeah. Well, I don't know. I like this hot pink better. Yeah, we're not monsters. 25. Hmm? Did I? Oh, I guess I have to. Yeah, there we go. 66 or something. Okay, so there again. So when I return that, I'm like, oh, it's hot pink. I should fix that somehow. Anyways, and then so the flips. Oh, I guess it's done. Oh no, I think yeah, you kind of have to reset the component. Um, yeah, but yeah. See, it doesn't have the default material. So, so here again, here's another. So if you just reset, it gets the default, but then it ruins ruins the other materials, which is just a. But here again, here's just like a slight problem. Like, okay, now we have to say no, 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 no. That's not what we're doing. We need to say you and you need to be added. And honestly, what we could do is just rename this to default, and then that would sort of signify. Anyway, so we're good there. Okay, so yeah, rambling on for minutes, and I haven't even done. But we're you got to build up all the code base and get everything working. So we've got the materials, we've got this thing, we've got this idea for extra materials. Um, we've coded our ground. We've created our. Oh, wow, you still play like yeah. So we've created our. So anyway, so the workflow we're trying to create is we're going to create a theme, and then we're going to create a created, right? So, so there again. So this is a. Yeah, let me set this to a light blue. It's going to be a cube, and it has life. And then if I hit play, that should replicate the same thing. Um, so now we can say, oh, let me do one more one more housekeeping thing, if you don't mind, is I'll just say unitask. Yeah, so click on unitask, come down here to get started. I think there's a couple of great videos about this, but and I just want the UI around package, whatever, and I want to copy this and go into my editor here, and I want to say package manager. I don't know, I should kind of create it, and then I want to say add, which I know there's probably, you can do it through a number of different ways, but oh boy, there we go. It's kind of like this bug with the add here, where it's like, I think, well, a few bugs going on. Like sometimes it can't display things because of reasons. But yeah, so you also need to move this away so it feels. I feel like it doesn't have enough space, so it's like I can't do anything because I don't have enough space. Oh my god. Yeah, I think it. Yeah, it's still installing. Oh no, we're good. Okay, so we're good. Okay, so we're excellent. Why can't I close out of this now? There we go. I think the other thing too is to think about here. Let me drop my materials into here. We're going to create a plugins folder, and then we're just going to drop in our TextMesh Pro. Oh yeah, yes, yeah. I don't know why like Visual Studio's like no. I mean, it's like the same thing. Like when I'm trying to use DLLs now, like um, the yeah. Anyways, like so when I'm trying to use DLLs, it won't let me access this folder because Unity's open, and now and then so the other thing I want to do is just come in here. We'll copy this, and I want to create a assembly definition, and I'm just going to call this procedural. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Oh. Oh, I guess I have to. So an assembly is basically like it's keeping all your code in this centralized location, and then I'm just using a GUID to say I want to search for the Unity TextMesh Pro, and I also want to add in Unitask. So that just kind of really separates out your code. I was just working with someone on that, and they're like, do you know how to do this? And I'm like, oh yeah, yeah. There's so much stuff you can do there. To use DL, you can use DLLs. I'm actually working on a C++ DLL that you write code in C++ and you can import it into Unity. I thought, hey, they're asking, can you do that? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm no C++, but I haven't actually done that. So um, there again, it's like you're dealing with managed types versus unmanaged types, and I've got one more bug to fix there, and I think it will be really good. But then I also have this class library DLL from C sharp because C sharp can directly translate to C sharp, so you don't have to create a background. But it's still like a DLL. But so DLL is dynamic link library. So anyways, moving forward, and then assembly, yeah, and they're also asking about performance. So that's kind of where we're trying to use Unitask to increase our performance, which is massive. So there again, so we create this thing, and then what we want to do. Well, this should be life data. This should be just called Let me just call this life data. Um, and I want to say okay. So now I want to say asynchronous unitask um create life, right? And then I want to just say await unitask dot delay of 1. And then I want to say, so what you do is you go underscore equals create life, and then yeah, and then this will create the life how we wanted to create it. Yeah, and then we don't need that anymore. So basically, here, let me go get some dogs water. So go ahead and talk about what's happening. So basically, what we're doing is we're not recreating Blender per se in Unity, because that would be kind of insane. But what we're trying to do is create like a spore-like game element where we don't have to. I feel like I'm almost curious how Spore did it, but um, because I don't think they did this through a um, they probably because it's back in the day, they probably did is created a whole bunch of models that linked all together. I'm assuming, and then that's how um, yeah, that's how they did that. But yeah. Okay. And yeah, and also I was thinking, man, which usually happens is in my game is 90% of the game is in the back end and you never see it. There again, you don't see that we could actually have spears and we're just focusing on cubes. But yeah, so okay, so now So what I want to do is say game object geo equals. I guess we should actually get to yeah. So the game object dot create primitive. And there again, so let me say um, let me say let's say game object create um, and then I will just say we'll switch on the body type. Right, so let me create body. Let me say create body here. And then we'll pass, oh yeah, we don't need to pass anything. And then we'll just add the default cases. Oh, oh my God, I'm so glad that that's back. There's probably an easier way to do this. Add missing cases. Okay, and then I just want to return this game object. Let me just say game object body equals create body. Um, and then, yeah, and then I can just do the sphere as well. Um, okay. Oh yeah, honest. Well, let me just go geo equals, and then we'll do geo dot transform dot set parent. I want to say graphics dot graphics dot graphics. Graphics dot graphics. And sometimes I do false because it like tells it that I want to do something. I don't want to change the parameters. Yeah. Oh, and then I just return geo here. Um, I think what we're going to do is, well, I think we can actually say default. And then what we're, oh yeah, Nox. I don't know. I'm pretty crazy about the bracing here. Obviously, I'm using the, brace every line instead of bracing. A lot of people will brace up here, which I think is, I think that's just, oh my goodness. It's even like, hey, no, I told Visual Studio don't do that. So that's probably why it's, yeah. But, uh, yeah, it's not going to do it. But yeah, anyways, you can imagine what I'm trying to do. That a lot of people put the brace up here. Uh, okay, well, wah wah wah. They put the brace up here, and it's like, no, 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 no. Okay, so then I can create a, I don't know, cylinder. Okay, cool. So there again, so we know the cylinder is that. So now, so if I hit, yeah, attach Unity, if I hit play, now I should say, okay, we've created a cube, but it's white. And I think the other thing is, yeah, we finally created a cube, but it's white. Oh, why is the, yeah, and I think there's another here. We don't want that here. Yeah, like that. There we go. Okay, so if I hit play, we finally created our cube, but I believe that it has a box collider, which we don't need. So each of these objects says, honestly, what you should do is just say game object geo equals null. And then, because there again, so you can see we're duplicating this code 3 times. So that's like not good for me. So what I want to say, and there again, I'd have to come in and say, oh, look, I want to say, yeah, so geo.get component box collider, which I think it's just game, yeah, just do game object dot destroy the box collider, right? And I'd have to, oh yeah, and I just return geo, right? So I'd have to do that for every single game object. So it's so much nicer just to say, okay, we'll just do what we have to do here and then put this code down to here. And then we're geo.transform. Oh, right, unreachable code. Yeah, so dot, dot, dot. So now I can just delete this, delete this. Oh, and now I have to use the breaks. I honestly wish like it would just break automatically. I mean, it's like, what's the point of the break? I mean, this is the break right here. But anyways, I mean, there again, you're either returning or you're breaking. So yeah, so we're petting the pipe to null, we're destroying the blocks collider, and then returning the create body. And I don't think we want to do anything else. Yeah. And then we've destroyed the cube. So there again, so so you can see kind of what we're doing. We're having this guided tour, and then we want to get over to the thing. So now we know that the body.trans, so the body dot transform dot position equals a new, yeah, so what we want to do is say, yeah, 0 and then life divided by 2f, 0. And then I think if I hit play, um, yes, we'll get there. But we see our scale is still off. So, da, 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 da. Yeah, so I think our public float scale equals the, so I want the life divided by, how do I say this? I want the scale is 1.0 and I want it to be, at 1.0, I want it to be 0.75. So let's say 1f equals 0.75f. Hmm. If, life is thus equals 0.2f, return. Honestly, I think you can, yeah. Return, return 0.75f. Probably a math formula for that. Um, Honestly, just return 0.2f. 2f. Oh, and then else return 0.75, 0.5f or something. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. So now I can say the life is that divided by the scale, and then I say the body dot transform dot local scale, local scale equals new scale scale scale. Yes, scale scale scale. Yes, you had it, but you like, oh, so close. Anyway, so that's good. So we probably could write more code, but I don't know. I just write code, test it. Okay, perfect. So we're back to here. We've got our cube. It's in the correct scale. And then we can match up our data here. So does our yeah, the 3.75, 3.75, or 0.375. Okay, so the next thing to say is we need to then take the body and then say, um, yes, I want to say get component. There again, you just say renderer, and then dot material equals the materials, materials dot get, and then I want to say the color type. And then that should be the last piece of code. So yeah, we're moving forward. So there again, so we've got the guided, we've got the created. It looks great. I feel like the camera is like, oh, this is straight down, and this is like, oh, it feels like an angled here. But anyways, I wonder if that's because the UI is just shifted by, minus 0.1, oh, minus 0.525. Yeah, so it feels like it just should be, so it's, I don't know. Anyways, um, okay, so there again. So we've got the bodies, they match up, and so we've created our life per se, right? Um, so the next thing to think about is I was thinking about instead of making this walk around, we could make this object walk around too, which would be interesting. Um, which I should just borrow a bunch of code to do that. But okay, so what's the next plan? Um, yeah, there. So let me just say, okay, so I I think that's good, but that's not really here. Let me just say, create empty. We'll just call this generation generation 0, and then we'll just make sure this is all 0 0 0. And we'll say you are here, and then we'll say, okay, so I want to say yes, and we'll say this is generation 1. And then, okay, so generate, oh, so how do I, oh, okay, so this goes, one, set this to 3 or 2. Okay. And then I'll hit play. We should be good. Oh, what happened? We should be good. That's weird. Oh, okay. I think I see what's happening. Um, yeah. So the issue here, um, yeah, let me just, is that the problem? No. So the issue here is on this second life, we're creating a game objects. This is kind of what I hate about Unity. We're creating a game, and it's like -2. And the reason it's -2 because the this is -2. So it's like, yeah. Yeah, and this is where the false should come in. So we're trying to set this to false because we don't want this to, you know, the world position. And maybe we should set this to true or something and defaults to. Oh, maybe we should just set this geo, like geo.transform.position equals vector3.0. I think then again it would equal 2. Yeah, but it doesn't. So I don't know. That's frustrating. So this is our. Mm-hmm. We don't do anything. Yeah, we don't do anything with the. Maybe we should just say create body here, and I just want to say this geo.transform. And then, do. Hmm. It's arguing that it really wants to. Oh my goodness, this is why I'm like, what are you doing to me, Unity? Yeah, see, if I change this, I feel like that should change that to be exactly. By the way, I should point out that this project is gonna fail. Oh, there we go. Okay, much better. So yeah, uh, this project is gonna fail hardcore. I'm gonna hit a brick wall eventually, and it's gonna be like, oh my god, I mean, yes, I'm trying to recreate IK, I'm trying to recreate Blender. That's not a good thing. It's not gonna be great. Um, anyways, but hopefully, like through the guided tour here, we can adjust things as we go, right? So there again, so yeah. And also should point out that I'm in no way, a lot of the videos I've been looking at is, oh, this is evolution, and this is not evolution for me. I'm not trying to say, oh, this is evolution, and this. What I'm trying to do is create a different objects, and I'm trying to manipulate their data to, yes, I realize it's evolution like for people, but that's not the purpose for me. I'm not trying to create this evolution like object, because it's like, yeah, I have no desire to do that. But yeah, um, but cool. Okay, so the now, um, okay, so now I think we can just let's turn off generation. No, I want to turn off generation 0, and I want to focus on generation 1 here, and I want to focus on you, and I want to say you. So now what I want to say is, um, yes. I think I would like to get back to this. So we want to create legs, which is, I mean, I thought about, okay, I could move the graphics and all that cool stuff, but that's not purposeful, I think. Um, yeah. It's not exactly what I want to do. Um, but yeah. Okay, here, what we need to do now is, if we do have legs, almost should like feel like I should create this body geo. But but yeah, let me say generation 2 here. And in generation 2, we'll say this is minus 3, or no, it's minus 2 because yeah, I just saw that. So this is minus 2, and generation 2. What we're going to do is say we're just going to create an empty, and we're just going to call this body geo. You're going to say you're at 0, 0, 0, and then you're just going to splat that here. So there on this, I can now say you're just up by 1, and I don't have to worry about, um, or I can say 0.5, which is kind of what I'm thinking about. Yeah. Um, um, yeah, I guess sorry, I'm thinking about a different explanation for creating. So to me, it's like I love being creative, and I guess what we're trying to say is, um, it's like it's like writing a piece of code, right? When you write a piece of code, and I say, oh hey, I want to, like I was just testing out this brand new system, right? Where it's like, which I mean, this system would be amazing for that, right? Where it's like all the data is built into these classes, and the classes are just generic, and then the data sets the class, right? You set the data programmatically, so you don't have to sit there and say, oh, I need a variable for life. You just say, I need a float for life. So you give it the keyword of life, you give it the variable data, and yeah, you can just ask for that variable data anywhere. Um, so in that, I needed to test out, when I have 10,000 strings, is that going to work? Because I, encoded it into strings. I know it's probably a horrible idea. And it worked just fine. It was like, oh yeah, I could have, I need to figure out, can I have a million data? Like, can I go insane? Um, but yeah, in the 10,000 iterations of the data, but there again, 10,000 piece of data would be insane. But maybe not, maybe not at some point, but yeah, I'd have to relook at that and try to figure it out. But it's just so much nicer. And so, in order to decide whether I wanted to keep data elements, right? These are like right here. I'm using all these. There again, I've got 3, and also now I'm going to have has legs. What type of legs do you have? Da, da, da. It's just going to be balloon to insane levels, and that's what I was trying to avoid. So I wrote 2 different test cases. I'm like, okay, this is how the old way of doing things, and this is how the new way. So I just now I'm like, I'm fully fledged into the new way, and I almost should import that class into here so I could, manage this through there. And I think that's the same thing for me. It's like I'm trying to say, as a computer programmer, I feel like a creator. I feel like a person that says, this is my world. Yes, I'm building off of other people's, you know, building off of all these people, even Linus Torvald, the creator of Linux. I'm sure I'm, sitting on the top of all these giants, and I'm trying to create and that's what I love about, I think that's the most thing about computer programming. I love the fact that it's like, this is my world. I can tell you to do whatever I want. And yeah. And so there again, so it's like I'm trying to figure out, what generation, and then again, I'm sure Intel and AMD, any corporation says, okay, we've got option A, option B, and option C. Run all the tests and come back and say, well, option C, and then I would think, oh hey, this little derpy guy here is going to be fine, right? With two like joints in the legs, how fast can they run? But in generation 1 here, they're going to have 1 leg, and generation 2 they're going to have 2 legs, basically knees. So it's like, yeah, so here again we'll just say this is the default, the single cube generation. This is going to be um, this is going to be the um, 1 you know, no knee generation, and this is going to be the knee generation. Um, yeah, and that's yeah. So it's like I'm trying to create these traits of. So there again, so come down into here, come down into here, and say, okay, this is the. So we're just going to say generation single cube, and we're just going to copy this and come into here. So now we're updating our generation code to say this is the no knee. So they're going to have legs but no knees. No knee, and then down here, this is the generation of knees. Um, thing right here. Um, yeah. But I was also thinking about the flip side of this is here. Let me say how to clean all this up. We'll put our vent system. Now we'll put our vent system and our camera system here. We'll just do. Oh no, I can't do that. Um, what is this? I think I can just delete this because what are you doing? Yeah, I think I can just delete that because I. Okay. And then here, let me just create a empty here. We'll call this generations. It feels like some code there where I can start saying, hey, okay, now I can start, looking at the generations of the code. Um, oh, come on. Okay. Oh, and then the materials can just be here. Let me create um, game game objects. Pop that into here, and I also need to drop the ground controller into here. And then also, I think there's a way to set this, but yeah, you can see that the all weird, but yeah, and then this is okay, perfect. Okay, so now I can close a lot of this down and get back to looking at just the elements I want to, which are these things. So, but I was also thinking about too is that when you look at oh no, not the life, but the thing is that we're looking at the graphics here and we're saying, oh, okay, this is a graphics element which has a body component under it, which is great, but really what you want, the same sort of concept is I want, and there again, so like if you want to rotate these things, right? If I want to rotate this thing, um, I just rotate the graphics object by 90 degrees, or or like 90, and then now it's facing that way. And if I rotate it by 180, it's facing that way, and it's much easier. But if I rotate, this, it rotates the entire thing, which is not great. But I mean, sometimes you might want to rotate the UI, so you just drop the UI under here, and you can rotate the UI together. Um, but yeah, it tends to I actually like to have this as the graphics so I can turn this off as well. Um, but I think to me it's like so what we're trying to iterate on this as well to say okay I think what we're going to need to say um, is that we're going to have to say okay um, and there so it's like I'm trying to decide right on something so I mean that's exactly what I feel like the generations are trying to decide what's the most optimal and there again just to have various and then I think I'm going to go back and update this to say create an empty um, for the body geo, and then I'm just going to create a body geo reference here. Um, but the thing here is on life, I don't want to just say, okay, I want to create, right? I don't want to come in here and say here. I don't want to say, okay, come in here, create an empty, and we'll call this, body geo, because that is like it's editor stuff. So I want to keep the editor stuff to the minimum, and I probably should just create these as um, prefabs. It'd probably be a lot more helpful for me. Maybe I should do that. What I'm going to do is just create a resources because I think I do want to resources. Um, I think I just want to do this and this, and which is now like creating some issues. So, but Yeah, so honestly, all the lives, I don't have to worry about those because those are super easy. Because there again, I just um, so yeah, and then just set your to 000. Yeah, and then all of these are going to be over by 2. Um, but yeah, that just gives me the ability to say, okay, this is what I want. So this UI element might be able to be added in later, but I just want this graphics element, and that's it. I just want this single core game object that says, hey, go out and create me life, however you want to create life. And then this will handle. So down in here, I want to say, okay, that's great, but I want to say create bodies. So I basically say game object uh, body geo equals a new game object, and I want to call this body geo. And I want to say, I think I can actually do a new game object with a with all this stuff here. Oh, I guess you can't. Oh no, isn't there? I saw a parent there. No. Okay. Okay. And then you just say body, basically the same thing. And I want to copy like this, and set this to here. And then I want the body geo, which is kind of cool. You can just splat that. Okay. And then this is, okay. So now I don't want the, yeah, I don't want the scale, and I don't think I have to worry about that. And I want this to the graphics, and then I want this to be the body geo transform down to here is going to be that. And that should allow me to, um, yeah, be able to create those game objects much easier. And then again, so this, oh, oops, oh yeah, that generation was not here. Let me add this here, and then hit play, and then yeah. Okay, and I think that just indicates the fact that we do want some generation codes here. So I'll just say C sharp, call this generations. We'll just drop this on the generations here. Oh my goodness. Um, yeah, so what I want you to do is, all you have to do is say for each transform uh, child, a child in transform, I want you to say dot set active to be true. That's all I need you to do. And I should probably do that on wake or something. It's oftentimes I'm like, oh my God, right? Like, oh, I want to disable this. Like, oh, I want to see only the knees, right? So when I'm editing, so I want to turn all this off, and I want to be able to hit play and then be able to see everything. But there again, okay, we're cool. It almost might be helpful too to say like, oh, hey, I have a tooltip, right, that tells me all the body data as well. But or I could just create use the UI here to showcase this, because it'd be nice to say, okay, we're going to showcase the fact that um, this life geo here is saying what I'm doing. Um, yeah. Okay, so the next sort of thing to think about is try to get these legs in here. Uh-huh. And yeah, so there again, so sorry. Oh, here, let me, I'm very particular about how I arrange everything. So now what we want to do is, yeah, there again, I don't need to look at that one. I just want to look at this one. So we have decided that we're going to use um, well, honestly, what we should do is just delete these guys. And in the generation codes, let me create a prefab element. Serialize game object life prefab. No, and then and we'll just say game object life prefab equals the life prefab. And then I'm just going to say, go into life geo, copy this. Here, let me just copy this. Bum, 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 bum. We'll splat this here. And I want to say, yeah, so I just want to say game object dot, come on, game object instantiate the life prefab with the uppercase life. I almost wish there was a way to say, hey, right, don't show me this in anywhere else. It's like I only, hide this from everybody. Anyway, so yeah, so we're setting this, and then I just want to set the a child here to here, and I also want to say body geo dot transform dot set as first sibling, and then I'll just say this is a life geo, and then I should be able to say, oh, and then I need to drop here, go to preserved resources, and drop the life geo here. Yeah. There again, so it's like we're just creating life as we go throughout the universe, which is cool. Um, yeah. Okay. Do 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 do. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna want to do a lot more, but as such, we'll just okay. So now we're looking at the no need generation. So we created the body. So now what we want to do is create. I wonder if I should do like one leg at a time. Yeah, do like a generation of, yeah, I guess that would be interesting. I'd like to be able to figure out how to get my generations to be. I want to add this component and this component and this component. Maybe I should do a component-based model. Yeah, because I mean, I feel like, yeah, so let me just create a life components. And then we'll just create a folder. We'll just call this, components. And then we can say life is going to be up to here. And then we'll just say create a C script body geo. It's one of those scenes about and maybe I should just start thinking about this leg geo. It's like I'm predefining I'm having preconceived notions about what life is, right? And that's often like I thought about like when you think about, oh hey, life is this, it's like no 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 no. It's like we only think about life as what we can think about as life, and that is just not how it works. When it's like, oh hey, I want to do um yeah, so there again. So what I want to now do is to think about here, I want to say create the body, and I want to say body geo dot add component of the body geo. Okay. Um, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So there again. So now our we have this body geo which has this component, and then we have this yeah. Okay. And then the body geo can say yeah. Let me just go into here and just tackle this into here, and I want you to say public asynchronous unitask create leg. Mm-hmm. God, it's almost like okay. Yes. Okay. Okay, let me go back to the guided tour. So under the guided tour, we're just going to do a no knee. So there again, so what we want um, is we're just going to, so we're going to create this object. We're just going to call this leg geo. I think I really do like the idea of um, allowing the the components here. So it's like okay, so there again. So I think under here, boy, how would I guess what we're going to do is duplicate this and drop it down to here and say you're here and you're two. Oh, do I not? I don't think I need to say 0. Ah, crap. Drop this out and say 0, 0, 0. And drop this into here. There we go. And now you need to say your X is 2, but your, oh, for some reason my generation is not happening. Oh yeah, oh yeah, so it's minus, oh no, I guess it's 2 and I want this generation to be 4. There we go. I hit play. Okay, my camera's all whacked for some reason. There we go. So, and then what are we? Here, here, and here. You're here. Oh, okay, well, that'd be right. That'd be the problem. Okay. So now I can just delete you and oh yeah. So what I want to do is, mm-hmm. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, and okay, there we go. And then I want to say you are that. Okay. And I want to duplicate this again and drop this into here. This. Um, I almost should probably do, prefab variants, but yeah, just trying to. There we go. Okay, so now I should be able to go into this prefab element here, and I probably should say, okay, what am I doing here? Um, yeah. Let me come into something. I want to create a C# script. We'll call this genetics geo, and I want my resources here and here to add this new component. Okay. And I want you to go into here, and I want you to here. Let me just copy this for a second, and I want you to come into here. Yes. Okay. Let me say, yeah, I don't need any of that. So I want to say you are here. So we're going to cut all of this out, and we're going to go into genetics and dump all this into here. Okay. And then you're going to say under the life geo is the ability to say, yeah, so we're just going to say here again. So I just want to say genetics geo genetics equals null. Here again, this should just be public graphics. Wow. Graphics equals graphics, which I realize is dumb. This is not public. And the same thing here is you're going to be genetics geo genetics. Okay. Okay, so that just gives us some errors, but we can fix pretty easily. So I want to say graphics, and then I want to say genetics, duplicate component genetics, and then I want to say genetics dot body type, body type, body type, genetics dot life, genetics dot color. Honestly, what we should do is say, no, 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 we're good, right? So under here, yes, 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 I get that you're unhappy. Go into here and just say duh. Wow, I can't believe I hadn't thought about this before. Mm-hmm. I want to do asynchronous unitask. Create. I want to say, oh, yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I don't need any of this. Here it'll be populate. Let me say show data. Yeah, I just want this to be show data. And then I want this to be await. There again, so you can do an asynchronous start. Oh, asynchronous void. Yes. And I want to say genetics dot show data. Public. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be so much nicer. I'm gonna have to rewrite a massive amount of stuff, but God, I'm forgetting I'm doing a live stream. It's like, wow, okay. Well, anyways, yeah, this is gonna go on for hours, by the way. This is just a massive, massive project. So there again, I want to say here, I want to switch on and then we just want to say genetics dot body type. Um, and yes, I want to say here, let me just say float f scale equals body type genetics dot scale. And I'll just copy this here, here, and here. Okay, and then one more is oh yeah, so I just say the genetics dot color type. Yeah. I love working with new classes too because it's like, oh hey, I can now sort of, do whatever I want and I'm totally cool. Okay, so if I go into life, we get this ability to, yeah, I don't need multiple genetics, but we get this ability to, oh yeah, what happened to our genetics? Oh, I think I know what happened. Okay, whatever. I understand. Yeah, so I probably did the same thing here. Yeah, so okay, so we're good here. Oh no, we do have genetics here. What the? No. What? Yeah, the graphics geo. I guess we didn't do that, but we should. So I just want to add the graphics here. Even though it doesn't matter, I want to take, yeah, there we go. Okay. So now, yeah, so the thing here is, okay, so now I can come in here and say you're a material of light blue. Honestly, I don't think I need to say that. Let me say I don't need this. And on your awake here, wait, awake, you're going to say your main material equals materials dot get from your uh, color uh, color type. I'll try to explain what I'm doing in a hot minute here, but yeah. Okay. So there again, so we have this light blue cube where life of 1, and now we have the graphics, and then yeah, so we've got the thing, which is yeah. So this, oh yeah, so here again, thing needs to be so this is void start, and then this is going to be, well, honestly, this could be. I thought, maybe this should be execute always, and you should say. Uh, Here, let me say, you should just say on validate. Yeah, this actually might be a interesting idea. And you'll say genetics geo jgeo equals get component. Genetics geo is jgeo not equal to null. Then your thing data equals your jgeo dot data. Or here, let me just say data, which I realize you have no idea what it is, but hey, you're fine. And I'll just say public screen data equals your life data. Hmm. Yeah, and I think honestly this could almost be the. Um, Let me say the same sort of thing here. We'll just do a void on validate. And I want you to say that this is here. Yeah, I don't want that here. Yes. Okay, so I don't want that, but I do want it up. Well, okay, so I don't need that here. Here, let me just swap that. Okay. Oh, and then this is an execute always as well. Execute always. Ah, crap. Okay, so what's, oh yeah, okay, so oh, materials. Oh, because you don't, oh yeah, so if this, okay, so if, so yes, I think part of the problem is I have to say if instance equals null, return null, else do the instance dot, yeah, cut that out here and here. Okay, so let me, oh man, I should have copied all that. Oh yeah, right, we don't have the generation. Okay, so let me come into here and under genetics, I want to say we have a public enum generation type, right? So this generation, so this is going to be, I think we hopefully didn't screw everything up. Yeah, okay, so we'll just do like single cube, no knee, knee, right? Knees. Oh yeah, I don't know. Okay, and then we'll just do this. So okay, I told you I explained what I'm doing, but so essentially, what I was thinking about doing it all guided, and that's great, but part of the problem is like if I want to change one piece of data, I'm going to have to change a ton of data. So it's like, or if I want to add a piece of data, then it's like, oh, I want to add the generation type here. Well, that is not good. Oh, that's an interesting way to code that so quickly. Um, but yeah, so I want to do this single simple cube. So there again, so I'm adding the generation type here. So I don't want to go through and manipulate all of this data here. So yeah, so I'm really oh and oh yeah, so now I want to add in the genetics to here. Oh, and then this is the graphics geo as well. Okay, perfect. Um, okay, so there again. So now I have well here, let me bump this up to here, I guess to here. So anyway, so we have graphics, links to the graphics. We come in here, we're saying, so we're a light cube, a simple genetics, and then there again, this should have, oh, I don't think I programmed it. So now I want to say, okay, so now we have this new type. So we're going to just go generation type, and then we're just going to go there's probably a better way to do this piece of code. Here, let me say equals this plus this. I think I can do, right? Is that possible? I'm sure that's possible. Okay, so let me copy all of this out to here and here and here. So I used to have these text boxes on two separate classes as well. So now I'm just trying to get this down to the generation. Um, again, so now I should be able to say, okay, and that should perform an on validate. And now and then, so if I like, oh, hey, I want to fix this. So now, yeah. So now I just want you to be a single cube. And there again, so you're a single cube, light blue. You have this scale, which I don't like. So there again, I can just change this. I feel like I can do this. Um, Oh yeah, so this is scale. So this is scale 0.2 to 0.75, right? And then I just do that, and then I've got this. Um, yeah, there we go. And honestly, what we should do is just create a new data element here, and we'll just call this scale, 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 and I'll just do 0.2 to 0.75. Oh my God. Okay, and then, oh yeah, plus the, oh, I don't need that. Yeah, I don't need this, and I don't need this. Okay. So again, so I'm manipulating this data, and then it's copying over to this data, and then so the thing geo is here, and I go into the life geo here. It should also, I guess it's not, but anyways, so it's reading the genetics here, which is so now I can go in here and say, so on the generation 0 is going to be a light blue single cube, um, and yeah. Oh, and then also too, I think I can think about the life geo as the life component here. Oh, which I thought, oh, up here. Oh yeah, so this is the life components. Oh, here, let me say, well, I mean, I think this is, a thing is not a life component, but I think it's going to be fine. So the other flip side of this is what I want to do is I want to say public void init, and I want to, yeah, and I just want to say, yeah, do, 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 yeah, and I just want to say show data. And this is going to be a void awake, because that should be better. Yeah, and then this is just, I don't know, I think we can just eliminate this. And yeah, yes. Oh, hmm. Okay, I think I'm confused. A little confused right now, but what I want to do is do this here. And I just want to, yeah, so I want to say this dot body type equals the B type. Where's B type? B type is right here. Insert the body type, the B type. And then, yeah, so the body type is there. And then under my generations here, yeah, what we could do is set active true, and then I want to say for each. Oh, okay. So how do I do that? Okay, so I want to say, yeah. Okay, so I do int k equals 0. There's multiple ways to do what I want to do next, but okay. So now I want to say genetics geo. Got genetics geo jgeo equals life geo dot get component, um, genetics geo, and what I want to do. So I want to do this. I've got that, and I want to say that the jgeo dot init, and you're going to say body types of K, and you're going to do one more there. Okay. Yes. I don't need this. Okay. So now, oh, oh no 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 no. Initiate the generations. Yeah. So this is the generations, which yeah. So the generation type here, yeah, equals the B type. Realize I have to rename that. And then, yeah, so the body type equals the, no, cube. Okay, and then this is the G type. Ha. Um, oh yeah, yeah. So the life data here, yeah. So what all I need you to do is, so this equals the genetics. Oh no, you don't have that? Oh, oh yeah, yeah. It equals this. Here, let me just say void apply genome. Which I want to say yeah, and I want to just apply the genome through here and through here. Oh, oh, my goodness gracious. What am I thinking? This is the generation types. And this is the generations type. There we go. Oh, that's going to make a lot more sense. Okay, so there again. So I mean, the guided part of the guided two is looking at the generation. So um, yeah. So if we look down at our life geo here, which would probably, so now we're a single cube. We're a no knee generation, and then we're a knee generation. So we're sort of, yeah, and then we don't. I'm not sure we're not creating that life somehow. Yeah, we don't create the life somehow, but we'll fix that in a second. Um, and yeah, I also only see two. Why do I only see two? Hmm. So you're at two, two, two. Oh yeah, so you're at zero. Oh, it's just the same thing where I just, yeah, it's the same thing where it's annoyingly. There we go. Okay, so why is the life geo not working? Life geo. Oh, I think yeah, I'm not creating life anymore. Okay, so when I do that, I guess I can just do this and then just do create life right here. And then I also have to say, nope, still not happy. So your light blue cube, single cube, life is one. Uh, yeah, 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 you're fine. Oh, right. Okay, so this is going to say, I want to copy this out of here and I want to go into the bot. Oh, oh, well, okay, let me just, um, yeah, let me say you, yeah, we're going to create the body and you are going to cut that out and yes, and then just return the body geo. And then you're going to say add the component here, and you're just going to say, okay, so that's good. Yeah, so, okay, so now I need to um, copy copy all of this. Yes, and I don't need to do this. Yeah, okay, and then I just need, oh yeah, so which is the transform here. Okay. I'm trying to turn over control to the body, so that's what I'm working on. So it's like the life says, oh hey, I have a body, and that's what the body is, and then now it's just okay, cool. And oh, oh, this is get component in parent, by the way, get component in parent. Um, yes. Oh, and I don't actually need the graphics geo here, so let me eliminate that. Yeah. Oh, and then you're flipping out about, oh, the genetics. Oh, there we go. Deleted too much. I'm still flipping out. Let me just do a serialized reference. Okay, so live geo, we've got the, oh, oh yeah. So the graphics and then the body. Oh yeah, so you're not getting that. Why? Oh, that's where you've got you got genetics. Just got to figure out where they are. Oh, oh yeah. Okay, so this is transform dot. Okay, so let me just say this equals to transform dot parent dot get component genetics. Okay, and then we're looking at the body. Nope, still not happy. Okay, so the transform dot parent parent. Okay, whatever. Dot parent. Dot, yeah, there we go. Honestly, you could say get component and parent. Get component and parent. I really wish there was a way to, focus on this. Okay, so it's still not happy. The transform dot parent. Okay, parent dot component. So yeah, so we're here. Oh, you're still not happy. Is that because life takes, no, it has it automatically. So yeah, only wake. Honestly, okay, so what we could just do is just say body geo dot init, and we're just going to enter the life geo, or, this. Let's just do it this way then. Fine, fine. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is going to be life geo. We'll just call this life geo. Of course, you're not going to be happy about any of that. And then, oh, yeah. Okay, and then you're going to say, no, I'm good. I'm just going to say you're going to be genetics. Oh, genetics. Okay. Is this one? I just want to say public, just so I can access that somehow. Okay, so that's part of the life of body geo. Okay, so we're good here. We don't need this then, and so we should be good. Oh, assuming I called that correctly, which I probably did. Okay, but maybe that's what this is yelling at. Yes, init. Oh, I don't have that. Okay. Well. Oh, no, this is is that. Still probably not happy, but I want to say public void init, and I want to say, love how it always says, you know, our life geo. Um, it always does the on server init for some reason. It's like, wow, that is so annoying. It's like been a thing for me forever. Okay, there we go. So that's the init, and then we're starting. Oh yeah, so the life geo here equals our life geo. Still not happy. Mm-hmm. Oh, no. Oh, whoops. Oops, oops, oops. BGO equals that, and then the BGO dot init. Yeah, okay, I should have. Yeah. Whew. Uh, there's 1,001 ways to do that. There we go. But okay. Oh, right, 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 right. Okay, so the renderer, yeah, so the renderer on the body geo is I need to say where is that? Where is that? Yes. Mm-hmm. Is that part of the life geo? Yeah. Okay. So I need to say yes. You need to cut out to here, and then you need to come into here, and on the start or whatever. Yeah. Then we'll say the geo dot get component of renderer here. Yeah, that should fix that problem. Yeah, there we go. There's a million ways to do this, so that's part of what's happening here is but I mean I just kind of trying to choose the easy paths too because I want to get this moving forward and we've gotten probably an hour and a half into this, and we haven't even created our first variant. But yeah, so okay, so there again, so we got these cubes. Um, I believe the issues kind of well, I think we think about here. So we're light blue, a single cube. I want you to be a no knee cube, and then you're going to be a knee cube. To think about that, which is not anything to think about. Um, but yeah, yeah. And then this is so here again. So this kind of tries to so we're setting up a light blue, we're a cube, and then we're have no knees. So that indicates to me that we need to come in here and say, yeah. So we're looking at this prefab element here, and I want to say I want to so I want to move the body up by zero point 0.5, which is that gonna yeah I guess that's gonna look pretty good. And then I want to say, which is here. And I think what I want to do is create a empty. We're just going to create an empty here. We're just going to call this leg geo. And then I'm going to add the component, which I probably shouldn't add components at this level. Yeah, okay, I'm not adding the component. Okay, so I'm going to add a component, and I want a 3D object, and we'll just go a cube right here. Which we need to scale this appropriately. Um, so which is 0.2, 0.2, 0.2. Um, yeah, and this needs to be like up to here, which is 0.5, I bet. Oh no, zero point 0.5, whatever. And then this is going to be zero point 0.5. And then, okay, so this is 0.25. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Should I make that smaller? So again, just to iterate, so we're trying to create a guided thing here, which is a no knee. So we've created the body element, and then there again. So now we want to say, okay, so now we're going to copy this, drop this into the thing, drop it into its graphics, and then and then we're going to like, okay, let's look at the generation with the knee here, right? So if I turn this one on, look at this leg. Uh, oh my God, I think it's because of the yeah, it always splits it. Okay, look at this leg. And now what we want to do, we should have copied here. Let me see. I think what we could do is just delete this, copy this into here as a like a flow. And then we're going to come down in here and adjust this to say you're a knee generation. And I want you to say, okay, so I want you to create a, this there again. So this is like, we'll call this a foot foot geo uh, here. And then we obviously need to move, I think at that point we should just move the body up to like 1. We're going to call this same like 0.5. here. And then we're gonna, yeah, so we're gonna look at, yeah, so here again, we got this, so now we need to say, okay, so I'm gonna move this up by 0.2, no. What are we looking at here? I think what we need to do is say these are 0.25s, and this is 0.25 divided by 2. Yeah, there we go. Oh. hmm Oh, are we? Oh, I think because we, yeah, there we go. We did that. Okay, so now we're here. There we go. Okay, so that's better. Um, yeah, so we're getting a little bit higher in our data structure here, our elements. Maybe I could just make the legs um, 5, and yeah, 1. No, and the body will be 0.75. No. Yeah, I do like it, but I think I'd have to try to argue how to get the here. Let me create an empty here, and we'll call this right here. We'll call this the legs. We'll call this the middle leg, and then we'll put this under here. Yeah. So this is good. Okay, so now I can look at this component. Boy, I almost need to look at the cubes individually. What do we? Okay, so the body is up by 0.75. That means this is 0.75 divided by 2, and that means this is this divided by 2. Yeah, and then this needs to say um, your 0.375 here. Oh no, you're at 0, and I want you to be at 0.375 here, and I want you to put your foot up to here. hmm which is 0. There we go. Okay, and then I want your foot to be point 0.2. Yeah, this is where it's going to get really complicated. It's like, okay. Oh, no, I see what's happening. Okay, let me say the forward X, which is Z. Yeah, so the Z has to be 0.2. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So now we hit play, and I want our camera to be adjusted to be minus 2. And I want this to be by 1. Yeah, there we go. 1 minus 2. I could copy it, but I'm lazy. Okay, so 1 minus 2. Wow. Oh, I see. I'm missing the. Oh, because the generation one's not turned on. That's why it's happening. That's why it's not. Five. Minus 1.5. 0.25. There we go. Okay. Okay, so there we go. So we have this generation, and we can see that we are trying to increase the generation's features. Again, we're following this idea that we want to, follow this through. So we want a one leg, and then we want this ability um, to move based on stuff. So I mean, I think after this sort of um, generation phase, we should move into like a random creation phase, which we'll have to add in a whole bunch of subcode to get it all to work. But yeah, um, Yeah. Um, yeah. Okay. Let me come into here. We'll go into our genetics code and let me create some more variables here. Okay. Okay. So we're going to create a variable we'll call leg types. We'll say single. We'll say jointed. And then, double. Well, how do we say joint? And we'll say joints, right? So, well, that's okay. So we got this leg types, and then we'll say the move types. We're going to say hop, and then I'm thinking about this. Oh, it's a hop, and then we're going to say here. Let me say slide, hop, and hop, and I want to say, uh, God, what is that? What am I thinking about? The push pull. I don't know what to call that, but we'll call it push pull for now. And then here, let's say public enum leg counts, and we'll say 1, 2, 3, 4. Sounds good. Okay. And then we'll pop this out. It's almost like I need like a connection system as well, like a spaceship where you can have these connection points, and I think that would really help me as well. Okay, so now under here, under scene one, oh yeah, we need to create, yeah, so there again, so it's nice to have this data element, so now I can come in here and we'll just copy this, paste this a couple more times. So now we need the leg counts, um, which is yeah, and we also need something called a leg types right here, and then we also need something called um, move types. So this is going to be move type. Flat, 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 flat. It's crazy to I've been dreaming about this. The the having the ability to sit there and say, oh hey, this is leg count, this is leg type. It's like having the ability to I'm like creating this massive amount of overhead here, trying to create uh, all this. Oh, here, let me not do this one, but this one, creating all these variables, and it's like, oh my goodness, I should just use my really cool ability to say, hey, like, I want to do block type here, and I just want to do leg type or whatever. And okay, so this is leg count is going to be 1, and the leg type is going to be single. Okay. So you can kind of look at that. So I'm doing a single cube. It has, well, oh yeah, we actually need a leg count of 0, 0 as well. Thinking that, oh yeah, it doesn't have a leg. Honestly, what we should do is just say leg count of 1, but or 0. I'm not sure. Can go either way. Either way. So, yeah, but then here again, so we're just doing a 0 here, which hopefully, okay, yeah, so hopefully there again, so we just come into our little, like thing geo here, and we just update our data. So it's a light blue cube. We can verify this. It's a light blue cube. Generation type is single cube. It's got leg type of 0. Leg type is single. Oh, yes, here again. So once this, I really wish that there's a hide inspector if, so you can hide all this type. So none of this would make, uh, there again, I guess you could say leg count is 0. And then we have this leg type of none as well. So we might have to deal with this. Oh, and then the move type is fine. But honestly, it's probably should just say hide inspector if such and such doesn't exist. So if your leg count is 0, your leg type is 0, um, and then your move type is slide. And then I was also thinking like it'd be really handy just to be able to say, okay, let me copy that, which I think I can actually, can't I? Oh yeah, I can. Ha, 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 ha. Yeah, so what I could do is just say copy component and then drop into the thing here and then just paste component values. Yeah, and then that should, flip all this. Okay. I guess life is almost not a, I need to have genetic traits and I also need to have um, traits that are, okay, so now I come in here and I say yes, but okay, so you have a no knee, you have a leg count of 1, your leg type is a single, and then you're going to be a hop. Over here, you have a leg count of 1, leg type is single, and then you're going to be a move type of slide pull. Yeah. Okay. So a slide pull is, I'm thinking, I guess it's not kind of hard to, is like, okay, this is going to be 0.2, and then this is going to be 0. So it's going to be like a kind of a chain system, right? Where it's going to be like and then that's how it's going to move forward. Um, every, every so often, it's going to sort of kind of slide, kind of like pull itself forward, basically. It's kind of my idea. I thought that would be easier to program that way. And then there again on our genetics, I thought, oh, hey, I'm doing the other flip side of this is on the on validate here. Um, we could say we could also do some validation, right? So if we can say if leg leg count equals 0, right, then the leg the leg type here equals equals none. There we go. And then this is and then also the move type equals slide, right? So if you have no legs, all you can do is slide. I thought about, though, to me, maybe I should like program in this somehow. But I thought about, to me, it's like if you look at here, let me turn off the other generations and we can showcase. So I thought about, to me, is if I'm the simple cube here and I want to move in the plus Z direction by 1, right? So that's my, one of the future goals, which is the sliding motion. But I thought about the fact that ultimately this body movement, right, here, way down in here, it would be nice if I say, okay, let me just say, open the thing, and I say, okay, yeah, you don't have, but if I do create empty of like a leg geo element here, what this is doing is just moving moving the body as if it's the leg. Um, and I think that might be a little bit more, so everybody always has one leg. It's just it's referenced to themselves. So I think that's going to be a really cool, um, a cool idea if I can get that to work. Oh, sorry, I was looking at the live stream here and seeing how it's going, but um, yeah, one person watching, that's probably me. Anyways, so yeah, so maybe that's something to think about, and that might make more sense over here. That, yeah. Um, oh yeah, and so in its genetics code, so if the leg count equals 0, yeah, the leg type was none, and then yeah, yeah. So, but there again, so if you're if you don't have a yeah, here actually, what or leg count equals 1, like leg count dot 1. Okay, leg counts dot 1 here. Yeah, so then we set the leg type to none. Oh, 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 here, well, here, let me say, let me say, but then if the leg count equals 0, 0, then you set the leg type to none, and then else you set the leg type to um, simple, single, and then honestly, it probably should just, even though it's, I mean, that's valid code for me, but I just should say, okay, if that's the 0, and then else debug dot log warning. How did we get here? Right? Anyways, okay, so then that's good. Uh, okay, so where we, oh yeah, I need a spot. Okay. Okay, so there we go. So let me finish the rest of the created path here. Then we'll start adding in movement through the randomization. So we'll like this will be like the showcase, like the showcase phase here. Let me just say this is going to be the which I really, well, honestly, I shouldn't rename it because every time I rename it, like bad things start happening. Like, oh my goodness, right? So if I save, this is the showcase the generations. Okay, and then let me say showcase the movement, and then in the movement we'll just have the ability to randomly create everything that we need. Okay, so in the generations, oh well, yeah, in the generations, and then I think so yeah, so we're finishing the 3 guided steps we have. We'll create a secondary scene that will, have them move around. Um, yeah, uh, yeah, and then we'll create a third. I think we should just create like a third scene here, which is the uh randomization stage. So yeah, so we want the generations, we want to showcase the generation, showcase the movement, and then showcase a random generation. Um, and in that randomization phase 2, we want to be able to randomize multiple parts, right? So we want 4 legs, 6 legs, 10 legs. And then that I think will be really cool at that point. Okay, so in the generations, yeah, in the generations here. Hello. No, okay. In the generations, we want to close all this. So now we just need to get the life to do what we want to do for the life. Um, which I feel like we could do, just create the primitives as well here. So I think we could just go leg geo. Um, I think to me, I often get into this issue here um, where your um, yeah, I guess this is just, yeah, so what we could just do, let me say public, here, let me just come into here, and we'll just say public C#, we'll call this a life component. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. And then we'll copy, so the body geo will inherit from life component here, oh no, here, and we'll cut this, yeah, so we'll cut this out, and then we'll go into your life component, which is here, and then we'll just say, okay, we're good, and I think we could say then um, public virtual void start, and then the body geo can just say public override, and then we want it's called base.start. So then this is, oh yeah, so I need a protected here. So this is a protected. And actually, I don't need this anymore. Like only hide, I wish they like, show if null. I mean, that would be cool if I could just show if it's null. If it's not null, don't show it to me. Okay, so there again, so we got this body component. We've got the life component, and a leg. Oh yeah, so this is now going to be a life component. And yeah, and then I just copy the body component here, just to get me started. Okay. And under here, I think under the life geo, what I want you to do is say, okay, so this is create body, and then genetics, if genetics dot leg count is, let this equal to 1, let this say 0, and then else. Okay, so I want to just say game object create leg, and I'll just splat this to here, and I'll just say this is the leg geo, the leg geo. Yeah, and this is just used in the life component init, which is just sitting initting the life component. I mean, that's the primary reason there. Okay, so now we just want to say create leg here. Um, honestly, what we could do is say, so the body dot add component. Let me just add component leg geo here. Mm-hmm. Okay. So we have a generation, we have a life geo that has a body that should have a leg component on it. Yep. And then down here, we should have a separate leg component here, which you don't. Mm-hmm. Oh, what happened to the generations? Hello, generations. I see you. Leg count is 1. Leg count is 1 knee. Hmm. Oh, I know what's happening. I know what's happening. What is happening is if I right here, I'm initiating the generation types, and I also need to initiate, um, yeah, I could get the theme genetics and initiate the genetics. Yeah, let me do that. I think that's somewhat reasonable. A child dot get component in children. I'm going to call this the theme geo. Theme geo a theme. Okay. And then I'm going to say this is going to init me. Okay, yes, I understand that, but you're going to init me the theme dot genetics. Well, a theme dot here. Let me just say a theme dot get component genetics. Yeah, and you're just going to be init me let me just say public void init. I want the genetics geo to the ggeo, and then you're going to be the ggeo dot generation type. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay. And then so your do you have yeah, so you're the simple cube, the noni, and then the knee generation. Okay. Um, I think at some point, the genetics will start having like random genetics, so we don't have to do this step. But I think for now, this feels like a really good step. Um, and I really wish there was a copy component. So I really wish there was a way to say, do we have that? Oh no. Oh, we are here. Oh, okay. Yeah, so we are here. So I just need to say, I really wish I would say this equals copy of this, copy from the JGO. Yeah, I really wish there was a way to do that somehow. But technically what I do is I do something like this. So then I say public, I'll just say void copy, and then I just want the genetics GO, and I say this dot genetic type equals the J equals the JGO dot genetic type, and then I just wow, I have to copy the entire genome. You know, it would be so handy if I could say this dot you know, well, I mean, I'd just say, yeah, I would say that there, and then I would say for each string S key in JG, JGO dot keys, right? And then I'd say, um, you know, come on, I get it, I get it. You're mad. Oh, this is a for each, and then what you do is you set string S key to the JGO dot get string of the S key. It's like, oh my God, that would be so insane. Um, yeah, so it's like this public string get string and then string S key, and then you say, yeah, da 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 da, and then public void set string S key, string S value. Um, yeah. Oh, and then so then I just say, okay, so list of, actually it's just the key value. Oh yeah, well, okay, key value, no, not key value, let's just do key value, string, and equals no, and then this is um, which is just the string values dot find x dot key equals the S key. Mm-hmm. So then you say, ugh, let me do a few more public class. I guess we're doing it. We're doing it, kids. It's public class key value. Da, 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 public. Okay, so and I want to do a string s, key equals public string key equals my key, and then string s value, just to avoid any public string value equals the s value. We'll copy this to here, and then I don't need that. Okay. Oh yeah, and I don't need this and this and this and that. And I say key value, k value equals get string. Oh no. Well, I just say this, right? Oh, yes. And I say this. We want to say public bool has key string s key, and then this is equal to this, not equal to null. Mm-hmm. Not equal to null. This is definitely feels like code duplication here a lot. Okay, so this is yes, so the string values dot key. So now I just say has key of the S key, right? And then I say yes, and then else return return that, and then I just say okay, this is this is the S key, and I just say okay, so if you have that string value, I want to here, let me just copy, and I can just say dot value. Oh, and I need to say keys, right? So I need to say public string keys, and I say get, and a list of string of keys equals new, and whew, mm-hmm, mm-hmm, return keys to array, and then I say what? Okay, yeah, for each key value, uh, a key value in uh, string string values. Oh, string of keys, and then I just say keys dot add the key in car. Okay, so then I just say get the string of the, oh yeah, so here's the S key. Yeah, so I don't need to worry about that. Well, I mean, eventually, that's the goal. Okay, so then da 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 da, and then I say, yeah, apply the genome, and then how do I say, okay, so this is the get string. Oh yeah, and then I just, oh yeah, so I set the string here. So if k value not equal to null, then the string values, how do I say this? I think all I can do is just get k value dot set value to the s value, and then return, right? And then else I can say, oh, so I might need a public void set value string s new, and this is s value equals the s new, and then this is a public key value string s a key string a value, and then yeah, and almost at it. This dot key equals this. Yeah, this dot key this, and this dot s value equals that. Car, and then this is the string values dot add new. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay, and then oh, I also need to say this is a system dot serializable, and then this is a um, serialized field for sure. Um, God, I don't think I'm going to be able to get away with this. This is the genetics GL. I thought about one issue here is the fact that these are meant to be, um, I don't know what you call it, meant to be, meant to be like an ability to say, like if string values equals null, then string values, yeah, string values equals new. Yeah, and then I apply the genome, and then yeah. So again, so I have this list of string values. So bum bum bum. Yeah. Okay. So I guess I'm thinking sorry, I'm thinking internally how to solve a couple of problems. But um, so one problem I've realized is I'm running into is the fact that I want to be able to come in here and edit all this data, and then I want to be able to have this data. I guess it's easy, and then have all the data being relegated to string values, right? So let's do that step first, and then we'll see. Okay, so then I want to say, God, but I almost have to do the exact same thing I wanted to avoid, which is copy like all of this data here and come down into, yeah, so the applied genome data here. And I want to say, okay, so I want to say like all the serialized fields can go away right here. This is all the data I need. Yep, and here, and yep, and here, and I don't need the, oh yeah, this is, and then I can just come in here and wipe out all the publics. here, and then I want to say, okay, I can just now, so this is going to say, okay. So what I want to do is, oh yeah, I feel like I need a few more pieces of code, but essentially you can do is set string, and then you're going to say, um, name of, right? So you can do name of color types. This is not how I want to do this eventually. But then I want to say, right? And then I want to say the color type, uh, color type, yes. Bum. So I want to set the name of the color type. Oh, I see what I need this. There we go. And then I want to convert the color type. Yeah. Okay, you're fine. You're fine. Quit your whining. So I just copy and paste everything. I think I can just now like eliminate that and that. Yeah. And then I just do the generation type, and then, the leg count, leg count. God, I really wish there was a way to do this, you know, um, I wish there was a way to, I know that with reflection, I think you can sort of manage all the data on the class and say, okay, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Oh, and then this is the move type. Okay. So from there on the init, yeah, we copy the geo, which copies all the strings from the string value. Okay. And then, so if I did that and I look at my string values now, oh, yeah, I have garbage. Of course I have garbage. Okay, so the reason I have garbage is I need to say serialized string display equals this, and I want to say after this, I want to say this dot display equals the key. I don't want to say the value, the whatever you want to, however you want to call that. Oh, and I need to say equals, and yes, okay. So now I actually have readable data, assuming the on validation works. Oh, I think I have to change something. Yeah, your life is now 2. Congratulations. You've leveled up massively. What is happening? Oh, I see. Little error. Okay, so then now I can get the string values and I can now look at them and wow. Oh, and oh yeah, I see. I see another issue here is the, okay, so this is, yeah, so you think you're good there. What the problem here is here, which I thought if the string values finds the key and it not equal to new, it sets the value, else it's, yeah, so I thought you'd be good. Let me say 0. Let me say 2. Okay, so I guess yeah, I must have done something done. But there again, so you can now see that, okay, we have color types. Uh, we've got all this stuff that's now much more manageable. And the cool thing too is like you look at the life geo now. If I hit play, I now have the access to the genetics through the genetics here. That is just all the, yeah. Okay, so it is sort of like doing more than I'd like you to do. Question is why? Yeah, so on the set string, yeah, my set string should be doing this correctly, right? So I'm trying to get the key value based on the find. If the find is not equal to, oh no, this is only if the find equals null, then I set the value else. Hmm. Hmm. I don't need that, but I mean, it's not the issue here. Mm-hmm. And here I'm just checking all the string values. Gotta be the on validation here. We could do a has check here, but that shouldn't be the issue. This will be so much easier as well because I can just loop through all the keys and get the displays. Okay, let me look at this. Okay, so we're finding the key. If the key equals the S key here, and then we're taking that value. I guess we could just hit up attach to Unity and hit, you know, yeah. So how many string? Yeah, so we have to, here, let me say debug stop debugging and just say you're good here, but we'll say all your data is 0. Yeah, so we're good here. So I'm not, okay, so that should be good. So we can attach to Unity, come in here, look at you. So you have 1. So if I change your life data to 2, okay, so your string values, right? Yeah, honestly, what I should do is just put a breakpoint right here and hit continue, right? So that's what I want to do is that object not reference to what? Mm-hmm. Okay, so we shouldn't have any more excess data. Okay, if I hit play, oh yeah, so we're now pulling key values that are 6. So you're looking for a key that says what? Color types. And your, oh, the key is null. Hmm. Why would that be the case? What's the show data do for me? I just thought of something really crazy and ingenious. Oh, but if I don't have it, it doesn't work like that. Okay, never mind. Could wipe out the data every time. Uh-huh. You know what? Let me say here and then hide in inspector. Yeah, let me do this. I was realizing that we're serializing data, but it doesn't know that it wants to serialize the data. So it's like, oh, okay, so it was serializing all the displays, but it wasn't serializing the I think we have to say stop in editor. So, but it wasn't serializing the keys. So yeah. Um, yeah, so if I just come in here and look at you, so you're good. Let's just say yes, you're fine. Okay, so if I hit play, I shouldn't get that error. And we're back to, yeah, okay. And I think if we look at our data, yeah, um, yeah. Okay. Okay, cool. So yeah, so that's a huge, I think that's going to be a huge improvement, honestly. Um, yeah. So let's just go create a folder. We'll call this utils. And then we'll just come in here and we'll create a C# script. We'll call this key value. I out of this sort of functionality is amazing, right? So that's like step one. So it's like, okay, we've got all the data, we've manipulated it into, um, this centralized value here, um, right? So now um, yeah, and we're just trying to separate all this out. So now our genetics um, in our stuff has the data. So I think that the issue here is maybe creating. I guess you could create scriptable objects that handle this side of things, and then this, like the scriptable objects, puts it into the thing, because you do need, um, yeah. So I think, yeah, I think that might be an actual, yeah. Maybe I should do it that way. Yeah, let me do that way, I guess, because I don't know, but I'm not sure how to. Yeah, so I just say script. No, I just want to say genetics. That's oh yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's like half dozen the other. Um, yeah. So I could just copy that, but I mean, honestly, it's like we're good here. Although it collapses all this down, which I really like, and it, yeah. Mm, yeah. Gosh, I don't know. Okay, let me. Um, yes. Okay, and let me say what we're going to do is we're going to splat this out of here. You're going to go into here, and you're going to say you're a life component now. I'm going to say that you're a here, and we'll fix, I think it's just the one error here, which is, yeah, so the main material equals the color type, but I don't want you to do that. I want you to do that on the life component here when you init. Yes. Yeah. So this is going to be the here. Okay. So this is, oh yeah, which is the genetics dot color type, right? So it's genetics dot color type. Bum bum bum. Yeah, but the color type in the genetics, yeah, it almost feels like we need to have a body type that has a color type as well, like a life component, right? So this should be a life component that has, the color type associated with the body type. Um, uh, which if we break it down further, yeah, yeah. Anyway, so let's just start there. I think we're good. We're just running, yeah, and just running forever, but okay. So there again. So that's step one. We've got the but yeah, and I think we do need to, yeah, so we've got all the stream values here. Um yeah. Hmm. I think we need to increase our genetics code here somehow. Hmm. Which is okay, yeah, so this is all part of this. Yeah, this piece of code needs to come out, and hmm, I, I haven't really thought about that, but you could create an entry level, like a you could create a, okay, so let's say life, right, and then this has a body, and then we have a leg, and then we have a foot, right? So this is kind of what we're thinking about now. But if you think about like this through here, this has a data like attached to it, right? And then this has data, and this has data, and this has data. So what I always thought about is like, my character has data, and then um, the and then it has, like, um, a worker, right? Which says, my class is a logger. Um, So I mean, it just goes data, and then it says class, and it sets, to a logger. So the data is up, sort of, this is kind of how I've been thinking about it is like data goes up, to here and then pushes it to this data class. So you have this centralized data class that says, oh, hey, I'm a, I don't know, maybe I should just say worker, like there again, work. So it says data worker class. And I thought about too, it's like, okay, so when we set the key here, um, we set the key as just this element, right? Uh, with this element through the key here, which there again, this is I'm not really explaining, but these are all unique keys. So when you say I want to set the string, you're setting the color type. So there's only one color type. But in the future, I'd like to be able to say set string, right? And I say, okay, so this would be a leg geo. Um, then we could just so we could say set string. Let me cut this out and go into like the body geo, for instance. And then on the start, um, here we say, so like here we say set string, which, oh God, I realize, okay, this may not be, come down in here and say, let's um, copy this functionality into here, and then we're good, right? Okay, so I want to set the string, and I want to say name of, and then the body geo. All right, so I want to say the name of the body geo, and then I'll do like an underscore, and then I'll say the body, the name of the body type, um, and then this is going to be um, to underscore, and then I want to say the genetics dot body type. Oh, uh, yes, and then I say yes to the value is the genetic dot body type. Um, So there again, I'm setting the body. So this would actually read as body geo, um, body type, and then this would read. Oh my goodness, my battery's dying. Like I saw that warning, and I'm like, yeah. So God, has no one can? Well, the mic was working before. Like, can no one hear me? No, hear me. Come on, going crazy here. Sorry, real professional. I want to do. Yeah, there we go. Power surge at the USB port. Yeah, I wonder what that's about. Okay, so anyways, I should be able to look over here and say, yeah, I do have volume. So sorry about all that. Okay, so yeah, so this is the body type, and then this is going to be the is going to be, and this will say equals to the uh, you know, body, the cube, right? So the body type is a cube. So yeah, um, yeah. I think it almost might make sense to say life, life like a life part. So we have public enum life parts, right? So we have body, leg, and foot uh, currently. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, let me get rid of the virtual start. So yeah, bad idea. Okay, so anyway, but yeah, so the life component here is just setting our material, and then we're setting the materials to the genetics.color type. But there again, so now you could say, okay, so I want to say a serialized field life parts. Well, actually, what you'd say public life parts, life part, life part dot none. Like we could also say core. Let's just say none because that sounds better. So then here, oh, and I think I actually have to say it this way. Yes, I think I have to say it that way. Um, so there again, so what essentially I'm like looking at here is like, okay, so I'm just going to say this, um, and yeah, so the color type here. So I say the name of, and then there again, so I'm getting the string, right? So I'm getting the string here, which yeah, so I would have to have the string over here. Honestly, my coding style isn't crazy, I swear. Basically, I know what I'm doing. I know what I want to do, and I'm replicating that. So it's almost like YouTube videos. Like my exact problem with YouTube videos. They're just like, oh, hey, I'm gonna do this, and you're like, what are you doing? Like I was watching a Zenva video, and they're like, okay, I want to come over here and create this, and I was like, why are we creating this? Okay, instead of just saying, hey, I'm gonna work on, um, but yeah. So and then here, so here's the get string, and we're just gonna say da 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 da. Well, I'm gonna honestly just do this. Okay, so the get string, oh, yeah. Was they pretty happy? No, of course not. No one's happy. God, I really should just get back to the code and not worry about all this fiddly stuff. I mean, yeah, I got to do. Oh, I see. I need a there. Oh, and I need a name of. Oh, yeah. So I need another one here. Okay, yeah, and I need a one here. Oh, and I need a dollar. Okay. God, I love those dollar signs. It's like, wow, those dollar signs are sexy. Um, oh, and then your. Oh, and I need the set string, which is here. Okay. Okay, yeah, this is actually probably pretty simple. I just need a thing here and a thing here, a thing here. And this is a, yeah, okay. That should, oh, what are you, that back. What are you whining about? Oh, takes two, oh, oh! Ah. Yeah, anyway, so this is string s value equals this. And then, just to carry this forward, you could go the body types, right? So the body type B type equals system enum dot. Oh well, actually, I think we have to do this system enum try parse the s value, and then I want to say out body types B type, right? And then from here, I get the yeah. So I mean that's another major piece. We haven't done all that, but that's another major piece of all this is trying to say, we're getting the strings based on some sort of parameter, and we're converting these types, as you can see in the genetics over here. Um, we are um, we're setting those strings. So all the strings are based on the type. So this is the name of the type, and we're setting the type. So now we're getting the type, right, as the key, and that key links to this thing. Um, Um, and I'm proposing that under the life component here, we're saying the life part is none, and then we walk up the chain here. So the body component would be here, and then this is the life part dot body, here, and then this is the yeah. So this is a new life parts. So it's like the life part will now point to the body is what we're hoping this will happen. wish there was a way to confirm this. And then we're also want to say, okay, um, and then this is the leg. Um, and I think essentially, yeah. So now in the start, right, what we could say is debug.log warning, and we'll say our life part is a life part, life part like that. And I think here, let me just say one more little name. It's the life part of that. So I should probably fix all the life parts as well. But oh, and then I look at my warnings. So now the body. Oh yeah, so that's not great. We had legs. Oh, we haven't even created legs. Wow. But we should only have two for some reason. We should have three. Uh, oh, but yeah. Oh, you have. Yeah. So you do have legs. Oh, is it collapsing? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It is collapsing. You can see on the right there, it's collapsing. So we have three of two each. So that didn't work out at all. Mm-hmm. Oh, does this have to be a virtual? Public virtual? Yes, maybe. I'm sure there's a way to do this. Even if I remove I don't think that's how it's supposed to work, but I've had this working like ages ago. Close all tabs and go to the body. Yeah. Well, I haven't even got to the whole point of this video is trying to get the procedural. I mean, I'm almost there. Um, oh yeah, and this is the life part here. Yes, it should say the body geo, and then it should say, okay, here, let me, okay, so you're here and you're here, so, but your life part, oh, do I say override? I think I have to say override. There we go. I think that's my issue. Issues. Go to implementation. Yeah, because I feel like it's, yeah, much better. Probably simple, and I'm screwing this up. There we go. So now we got three bodies and three legs. Perfect. Okay. So now, yeah, so there again, so now I can differentiate what body part I'm looking at and then call the data from there. Okay, I think I'm just gonna speed this along a little bit to feel like oh, I guess oh God, I still need to I guess part of the problem is I need to get the components out of here because your leg count is 0, which is what's causing this issue here to be your leg count to 0, even though your leg count is 1. Okay, let me steal. Steal is always the better way to go. Okay, so let me just clean up all this. I really wish there was a way to say clear all. Like I work on thousands of projects, and I don't know. It's kind of nice to be like, oh hey, I'm focusing on these three, but I do that organizationally in the folders and not because there again, it's like, okay, so this is all based in the test world right now. But anyway, so if I go into work 2025, I want to go into the game, which is like the game engine 18, which is where I'm stealing the code from. Um, but yeah, I'm not sure how much code I should steal. And I don't, I need to sort of get into data at that point, but I should just borrow enough code to get me to the life geo, right? Because that's where this is focusing on, which is just going through the, oh no, it's through the genetics, right? So you get the life to get the genetics. And then the genetics is where I think all of this, for instance, right here can be sound region data accessors here. So if I borrow all of this code here, I should be able to get the values much cleaner. This is what I want to do. Uh, okay, so yeah, we're done with that. Yeah, we're still looking at that as a reference. And then, yeah, so under game 18, so I want to go to something called JSON classes. Yeah, JSON class. So, yeah, I'm not sure if I'm thinking about, kind of, but anyway, so JSON class is based on a tag class, right? Which is eventually based on a base ID. It's got this serializable GUID in here eventually. Um, yeah, so we have logs. So it adds generic logs. It adds the name. So the name ID is the serialized GUID. So, and then it creates this element here. And there again, this is like part of the displays here. So it just gets the displays as well, which I think is really cool. And then here's the, it needs to execute actions. Um, yeah, anyway, so and the base ID, you just pass it in a name and it creates this name ID and returns all this, right? But what we're interested in here, close all tabs. What we're interested in is the and the tag class does some other stuff too. But what we're mostly interested in the JSON class here, where it says I want to create, I want to create an object at a world location, and this is all like the thing. And there again, so we've got this set string, which is kind of what we want to borrow here, is this, the set string as we're setting a string based on the T, which is an enumeration. So this is kind of where instead of setting this string through the name of the enumeration, we're just setting the string, and eventually we can get, we also set the string based on keys and all sorts of things, but the core component is that value here, which is all the strings. So what I think I can just do is just borrow all of this data and come into here and say, okay, let me just data access, and I can just say wipe that out and then just put this in here. Oh, and yeah, okay, so we need, eventually we would need some conversions. Yeah, yeah, okay. And then we also need some key. Oh, yeah, and here's the key. Okay, so also our key value has been updated, right? So we thought, okay, so now we kind of showed the key value here, and now we've updated. Oh, but okay, so this, which is based on a key string, which is, yeah, and it also has actions, but yeah, we should be able to be okay. And again, we set the so we do some more protection on the display and then use the set display here. So I think honestly, we could just go in here and say, okay, in our key value here, we can say, okay, so in here, we can set our display like that, and then we can copy our key value here. Yeah, which is here, and then we can, I think we can up our key value here to that. Either way, and I don't think we need the apply, and we just get the key. Yes. Which, oh, is this a private? It should be a private set. Maybe I'm off on that, but okay. Anyways, and then from there, we have actions and stuff, which we're not going to get into right now. And then, yeah, we're just setting the display to the key. But the important thing is to think about that. So the flip side of this also is we have this thing called types. And this is where, yeah, I don't know. I think we could just copy all of that somehow. I might put all this into here. So yeah. Oh, and this is like, oh yeah. So this is the on class changed. Yes. I don't think we need that. Yes. Okay, so we don't need this. So this dot key, this dot key, s key equals the key, and then this dot s value equals the value, and then we're also setting the type. Yeah, so the type is sort of this idea that, oh yeah, and I just say I don't need the base anymore. And I just, yeah, and I set the key, I think I can just say key equals v to string, right? Yeah, because we're trying to parse the keys, and yeah, I don't have a key anymore. Yeah, and then so here again, we're trying to convert a Boolean value here, and we're trying to convert an I value here, and then this is, yeah. Oh, yeah, and this is oh, yeah, so we have the value here, uh, which is this, which we are now, yeah, so we can just upgrade our value to this. Yes, okay, and then we're setting the value, and then this should, oops, I think that should just create a couple minor, yeah, a couple minor things here about, oh yeah, so we don't need the type. I think it wants to know about the value. Come on. Oh, yeah. Oh wow. Minor. Just a few minor. Here, let me get rid of the warnings. Few minor. Oh yeah, so we don't need the apply. Oh yeah, and this is the value. Which honestly should just be the, oh yeah, this is the S value. I think we're trying to avoid the fact that value is a, yeah, and this should be the S. Oh, ah, what you're really whining about this, and I don't know why. Oh yeah, because it's called the S key. It's already called the S key. Yes. Oh, and okay, so this is okay, so yeah, the genetics dot keys. And then yeah, so oh yeah, because we wiped out the keys. Um um yeah, so the keys here are because we wiped out the keys, and we need to yes. Oh, I think right here. Yeah, right here is excuse me. The keys are basically, oh, I should get some water too. The keys are part of the fact that it's part of a base class. Um, so you can have access to the keys in more areas, but anyways, but we need to get those back. And then this is the all string values right here. Oh, sorry. Um, yeah, this is the oh, mm, um, value. Mm. Why are we? Did I copy too much? Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I copied too much. Okay, there we go. Really help. Okay, let me, okay, yeah, so we don't need to remove the actions here. Just say, no, you're good. Yeah, a lot of, yeah, and then this is the on action, yeah, which you don't have. Get it. And then this is the set action. Oh yeah, and we don't have the invalid keys, which actually, I think, let me go back to this screens. Yeah, all. Yeah. So let me go back up to here. And say you need to have that because that like tells you like, oh, you're adding a key value here, but it's invalid. So it's really helpful to say, hey, that's wrong. So make sure to fix that somehow. Okay, so let me just do is um, we can just do the this dot all value no and this dot string values. Yeah. Okay, just a few more and we'll be back on track. Okay, so this is key. Oh yeah, so this is, oh yeah, because the all keys. Yeah, I think you can do keys dot contain. Yeah, I think you can keys dot contain. Oh, okay. Let me fix that somehow. Yeah, I did a list before and I didn't. Okay, so let me just do all keys here, and then you're just gonna say da 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 is the all keys um public string all key all keys to array. Okay. Oh, I'm also skipping lunch. Oh yeah, because we're, I guess, wow, too many keys to keep track of. So this function just wants to know what keys were removed, right? So I mean, which is kind of really helpful, I think, in terms of, hey, by the way, we removed keys, so let's keep track of that. It's just about like seeing the data at some point to say, okay, cool, I've changed the data somehow. Let me know why, or just let me know. So it's like I'm, because things happen so fast that you're like you can't even see what's going on. So um, it's nice to oh, and this dot all, oh no, this dot string values. It seems weird to do that this way, but okay. And then, oh yeah, yeah. I'm like, oh, I'm done. Yeah, okay. Well, two more. Okay, so the convert uints are part of the here, which are part of these are static functions that just help us manage what's happening down below. So it's like it's just this conversion. Excuse me. Oh, is it because of the fact that I'm? Oh, am I doing this in a different class? Oh, I'm in the wrong class. Psh, well, that's dumb. That is dumb indeed, right here. Conversions. What was that for then? Hmm, cut this out and then just put this into our key value. Oh, I guess we already have that, right? You already have the key value static functions, I bet. Maybe? Yes. Okay. Okay. And then one more thing here. Oh, the serialized GUID. Yeah. So that is a yes. I think we're just going to say, no, we're good. Um, okay. So that gives us a lot more functionality to say, now we can go into the genetics here and say, you could set the string. So you can say set string, and I want to give it the type of the color types here. And I just say the color type. So it just like simplifies everything you're doing here. So we can say the body types, generation types. Um, yeah, I guess, okay. So and then the body types, generation types. So we're setting the color types. It would actually be the same thing, but anyways, let's just not worry about that. In terms of, okay, so the leg types, count types, leg count, leg type. I should have just created a sort of a, okay. Okay, so now, oh, yeah, so, we say, let me do something different. I feel like I just want to do something different because it's like I'm just seeing things that are not as good as I could be. Okay, so I want to say just create a new C# script. I'm going to call this genetic geo. Oh yeah, very exciting. And then you're just going to go into the genetics geo and you're going to copy like this because I think it's a little helpful to look at it like that. And then to say we're going to copy the copy the, oh yeah, yeah. So I want to copy all of this. Yeah, all of this down to this level here. Uh-huh. Yes. And then so now we have this genetic dia, and then I want to say under here, under the genetics, I want to say what you're going to do for me is on the, we can just go into the init. Here, I can say, okay, I think I'm just going to cut this and go into the genetic geo and then just say up into here. After here, we'll just do this. And I want to say, yeah, I don't need that. And I need the show data. The, no, I actually don't. Yeah, oh, which is the applied genome. Okay. Let me just up here, and I'm just going to come in here and I say, okay, when you init, you're just going to do this, and you're just going to apply the genome here. And then you're going to say, so the string values here is equal to jgeo dot string values. String values, which I don't see. We're almost there. We're almost there. Okay, so yeah, so right here, I want to say public string values. Okay, and then this, so I don't need any of this. And then what I want to say is for each key value, k value in our string values, we want to say s data. Well, we should probably just do a body what would you call it, a stream builder at that point, right, where it's like, oh my god, we're just kind of going crazy. Okay, so this is the k value dot key, and this is the k value dot value. Okay. Oh, and then I don't know what all that garbage is. Yeah. Okay, so now we are getting down to like just a pure data class. And then yeah, so we need to say the init, which I want to say genetic, right? And I want to say genetic dot init the genetics. Yeah, which is this actually. Oh, yeah, okay, no, yeah, which is the git component genetic. Okay. Okay, so now if oh, and then under the thing, I want to say that the life component here will say you're not getting the genetics, but you're getting the genetic. And then you're right here, and you're getting me the genetic data. Oh, and it's actually the genetic data right here. And then that should now create these a few issues. So, oh, well. Okay, so that just creates us a few issues, which are right here. So instead of saying genetic, you want to say, um, I want to say, okay, I want to get the get, so I say get string, and I want to say the color types, right? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and then I say get get no, sorry. Oh, genetic dot. You know what? Okay. Which is get string of the body type. Um, by the way, this is like massively, if you look at this, there's an actual like this value right here. So you'd have to say get string, and you'd say if get string, and then you out the value. And I just realized, oh, it's so much easier just to do this and so much simpler. Um, where it's like, I'm just like, okay, get me the string and you can decide what to do. And there again, so it's like, okay, so I just copy this to say here. Oh, oh yeah. Okay, so this, I don't think we converted this scale yet. Um, yeah, so this is a string S, S scale, and then this is genetics, get string. Well, I want to say the scale, right? And then I say the scale is the, I think it's JSON class. No, sorry, the genetics, genetics dot, oh, sorry, this would be the, yeah, so genetic geo dot convert, yeah, you into this a scale. Or yes, which is not good enough. Okay, so here, okay, let me just say public static float convert f convert float from string ID, and then I just say da 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 this, and then returns UF, and then this is float try parse. Excuse me, I'm talking to you. Oh, and then here I just say convert F. So it's like this. No, no, sorry, this one. Okay, and then this is the color type as well. Green color types. String delay counts. Okay, so if I hit play, it shouldn't explode. Okay, it is going to explode on me, but why? Async.get component. Oh, no, 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 I'm good. Lifegeo dot component genetic geo. Oh no, this is add component. This is add component here. Yeah. Okay, let me go into the resources, and I can say under the life geo here, we can remove the genetic geo. Mm-hmm. Um, Here, let me go into here, and I want to say this. I'm not sure. I think this just didn't get named properly. Oh, you know what? I think it's because the life geo is. Oh no, we're good. Um, say the serialized field here. Okay, let me back out and look at my components. Yeah, so we've got genetic data, got the keys invalid, we got all the keys, and then you got all the string values here. Oh, and all the string values are not being set for some reason. Okay, that's cool. Honest. Um, oh, you know what? Yeah, okay, I know what's wrong. I see a few things that are wrong with this. Okay, so that is that the issues? Um, oh yeah, but the components of the life geo need to say yes. You're not getting your correct component first. Okay, so you are. Um, honestly, what we should do is just come in here and say, yes, I understand what you're trying to accomplish, but that's not working. Let's just do genetic geo here. You're going to say, hey, you're good. And then you're just going to say under the life geo, whatever. Oh yeah, under the body geo. No? Let's actually, okay, it's right here under the genetic geo that has the init. Oh my God. Has the init. I feel like I just want to do public class base geo. Base geo here. Comes out and slap this into here. Create a C# script, call this base geo. Oh, I think I did it here, which is not where I wanted to do. Okay, so that's not what I want to do for one. Okay, who created a class that was genetic and base geo? I mean, that's rude, people. Very, very rude. They're so named the exact same. Pass, Micaiah. What were you thinking? Okay, so I just want to kind of clean up this just to get this, and then I just want to go to base geo here, and I want to go to here, and I want to just eliminate all of this and splat all this into here, and I want to say the genetic geo here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you're just going to say override void, and you're just going to say copy this. Yeah. Which here, let me just cut this. Yeah. Let me we'll copy all of this, but go into the base geo here, and we'll just say, like right here, and then you're just going to be a virtual void, and then you're going to copy this to here, and then, oh, your life data here. Oh, okay. Yeah. So your life data is equal to, yes. Okay. Let me just say, okay, under the applied genome could be here, under the genetic geo, which is yes. Okay. So I just need to say base.init there. And then this, okay, so I want to go into here and say this is protected. Okay, so then, oh yeah, and I don't need that here. Okay. And it's still gonna just, oh yeah, okay. So now I think what's happening here is if you look at the copy geo, which I did a horrible job copying. Yes, it's right here on the niche. think I can't, I don't think I can do that, can I? Or is it because, let me hit play, I guess, and then um, look at my, like, thing geo here, look at my genetics, look at my, yeah, okay, so all the types and all, so somehow this all went wonky. And the yes, okay, so it's just at the core genetics geo level. Um, which is honestly, it's like, why not we just do base geo as well, right? So you're just base geo, and you could eliminate all of this data because it's all just the same data. Yeah, that's actually a great idea. I just come in here and eliminate all this data. I think up to that, or up to this point. And then I come down here and say, this is kind of where I should have done a backup. I was getting myself into trouble. I'm like, oh, I'm going to delete a whole bunch of stuff and then not do a backup. Okay, so anyway, so the genetic has all the data, and then we are doing the on validate. I think we don't need to worry about that. And then, yeah, so we just say, um, yeah, which is here. Oh, I think do I need this to be protected as well? I guess I can set this as here. Let me just say public void clear data, which is the, yeah, so this is a easy way to fix this, you know, I guess. Okay. Speaking of a half dozen ways to try to do things. Okay. From the genetics, I just say clear data. Yeah, excellent. And then, yeah. Okay, so on the set screen, yeah, so this is saying duh. So, oh, am I not doing the type? No, I am doing the type. The S key is the type. The enum is the two strings. I'm setting the value. Okay. And you're, oh, because you're doing an on valid. No, I mean, it should be good, right? Okay, so then, oh no, the string values are up here now. Okay. Yeah, but these are not seeming like they're valid. And they're not valid because of the fact that we are clearing the data on the validation. Okay, let me close all tabs, go to like base geo, and we'll go to genetics. I think I'm gonna have to take a dinner break here. I know, all you exciting one person, 01, i.e. myself, watching this amazing content here. Is there a way to look at that? One viewer, yeah. Started streaming 3 hours ago. Woo! Testing. Oh, okay. We are currently still. Okay. Okay, let me clean all this up and see if I can get this at least to yeah, I don't need, oh, I think I do need assertions, but I don't need that. Okay. So let me copy, oh, can I say copy this somehow? Will this actually work? Yes. Okay, perfect. Let me copy that, go up into my um ThingGeo. Yeah, this actually would be an excellent place for this because this is, yeah. Yeah, so we're trying to get the genetics and get the validation of this. So we're trying to look at the genetics of the validation and we're setting the strings here and we're applying the data all the time and we're getting that data. So it's weird that it's unable to set this. So it must be the set string here. And then it says, hey, I already have that key. Um, yeah, so but it should be setting the enum value, which the my enum is the right here. And then if that's not the case, it says adds the string value to this key value here, which if I've done correctly should say, maybe that's part of my problem. Did I not do that correctly? So let me just walk through this real quick. So we got a display, we set the display, get the display, we got a key, we set the key, get the key. We've got this value, and we're setting the, oh, wow. Okay. The S value, oh. Okay, well, there's a issue right there. So we're setting the value here, uh, and we do that a couple times. So this is the new value. And so oh yeah, so the value, yeah, so the value is the new value, which comes down here and sets, okay, maybe it wasn't as bad as I thought it was, but still, it's not seemingly working. Anyways, we're setting the key, oh yeah, the S key here to the A key, and then we're setting the S value to the A value, which maybe I could do it differently, but, oh, oh yeah, S uppercase key, okay. And then yeah, so we're setting, oh, and are we setting the type? Uh-huh. We might have a different constructor for that right here, yeah. Yeah, so the type equals the type, which is we're using this constructor here, which is setting our type to there. Yeah, so okay. Oh, here, let me close down this because we stole everything we need from there. And we don't need this one either. Okay, so oh, and oh, are we not doing an apply? Maybe we're just not doing a good enough apply. Um, yes, that could be an issue. Okay, let me pop up into here and say public void apply. And then we're just going to say set display to the key of the key, the value. That could be another issue. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, this is here, which is what we're trying to accomplish. That's probably the actual issue. Yeah. Oh, I don't think we need the type here. And what the? Oh no, the S value. Oh yeah, and here. Okay, so the I value. Yeah, so here again, this is the S value. I think it was a yeah, the S value. I think it was partly a conversion between the using the key and the values. It always gets a little confusing. Okay, so let's see if that makes a massive improvement. Yeah, okay. So now if I hit play, we should come in here and I should be able to see the data that I assumingly, yeah, there we go. And then if I look at the generation types, we can now see that you're no, no one key value. Oh, that's annoying. Light blue. So the color type is light blue. The generation is the knee key value. What did I do? Oh, I must have done something dumb with the display. What did I do with the display? I'm setting the display to the display and then using the value. Hmm. I guess I don't know what I did with the display. Why is that all looking weird? The value equals the value. setting the, oh, I just feel like this is just wrong, but okay. Who's doing this here? Okay, yeah, I guess that's true. Which, yeah, I mean, I could just have this be a public set, honestly. Is that, so this would just dot value equals the, oh, crap. Oh, I think I know why. Maybe? Hmm. Um, hmm. Oh yeah, this is the value equals the S value. Oh, you know what it is? It's not that at all. It's the life geo. Well, some point. Yeah, okay. Which is actually the hmm, who, oh God. I'm oh okay, I'm adding multiple components. Okay. That's not, oh yeah, right, because I changed it. Yep, I changed it some here. So find all references. Let's go to here and say, no, I don't want to add components anymore. I just want to get component. I changed how that worked and I didn't fix it. So get component from the life geo, yes. And then find all references. Okay, cool. Okay, so where is the thing geo? Yeah, so the thing data here. Oh, is the genetics data here? Oh yeah, we don't need this anymore. Mhm. Is it the life? I think the life component is what's causing life. Okay, good here. Yeah, so it's the life data of the genetic geo. Oh, got to be in here somewhere then. K value dot value. Oh, plus equal to K value to string. Okay. Yeah, right here. Yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah. Okay, well, we got there in the end. So yeah, so we can see that the color types, you could now just sort of like hide all the string values here. I don't know. I guess our keys are not correct for some reason, but that's probably okay. Um, maybe it's not okay. Let me go into our keys. Right here. Yeah. So this would be here, which is here. So this is the all keys. Mm-hmm. I think we could just say, equals. Oh, oh yeah, we call this right here. So this is da 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 da, and then we say the uh string of key, my keys equals the keys, and then that should update all the keys because we're calling the values. Oh, hmm, okay. Nope, still not happy. Do, do, do. Oh, all keys. uh, whew, I'm delirious from no food. Okay, so there we go. So now we have keys that give us all our keys, and yeah, this it probably should be better managed. I'm not sure why there's spaces here. That's part of the life component we realized. Oh, oh no, it's part of the genetic honest. Hmm. Oh, I think what you just do is say if. Okay, let me just say int k equals 0, and we'll just do k plus plus, and then string s data equals. I don't know why. So if k equals 0, else. Definitely, I really wish there was an easier way to sort of think about this, but I essentially want this to be like that. So it's like I'm, you know, using the equal sign to say, hey, that's the first element. I mean, there again, a stream builder might be easier, but it's still not happening. Uh, oh, oh, right. And then you also don't need to do this. Okay. So it's like, yeah, that first element says, hey, I need to be this specific thing. And then yeah, it's going to be a lot easier. Okay, so unfortunately, I feel like I'm going to take a dinner break here, and I'll probably come back in an hour. It's just me, so I feel like I'm okay. But yeah, so I want to come back and get to creating the created back, and then following the generation from left to right, right? So we're just going to start creating the hoppers, then we'll create the chain movers, and then once that's done, that should actually be really really fast, right? I mean, the legs are a little tricky, um, but yeah, that should be really fast now because we pulled our data from our genetics data, right? So we're taking these theme objects, like we're our demonstration object, which is like all this and all this data. So um, and so we're putting all this data, the visible data here. This should be a scriptable object really, and we're putting all this into our local data, and then passing that local data into here. So now we're just down to this is what our local data looks like. And there again, this is so much easier now to add in tons and tons of data. Um, and there again, it's like, you could start adding in like block indexes, you can start adding in, you know, tick data, and, so it's like all the core genetic data. On there again, you could also go back to I need to read the core genetic data. You might be able to add in some component to say, I want to read in the core genetic data. Um, you know, and then there again, so, and then have like a mover geo component or something. Anyway, so we've created our examples, and now we're kind of trying to iterate through the examples here. So through the generations, we're trying to create body parts essentially that are going to be connected components. And then once all that's done, then we're going to start saying, oh, I'm a hopper because I have one leg, or I'm a chainer because my legs look like this, because I have a kneecap. I thought it'd be easy that way. And then we're going to get everybody to move, and then the randomization starts happening where we're going to start randomizing their colors, their body parts, and then hopefully if we get to some kind of connection system, we can start connecting two legs. Um, and yeah, and then there again, I'd like to be able to say, okay, now we're going to track stats somehow. Like, oh, the hoppers can actually do really, really good versus the chain walkers because they move slower. I don't know, maybe make the hoppers point 0.2, point 0.4 or something. And then as we play with the balance there, and again, as the genetic profile goes crazy, each of the persons can just have variant, right? It's always, you know, I don't have an idyllic memory. Someone that has an idyllic memory can be somewhat better, even though I have a really good memory. It's like that variance of human beings is still viable. Um, but I'm persistent, and maybe the idyllic person isn't persistent. So anyway, so yeah, so that's the goal. So we're gonna just continue to try to push that forward, where we're taking the guided tour. We're trying to create that the guide. So yeah, so the guided is just we're setting all this up manually, and then the life. If you look at our component, which I don't, I guess it's not. Yeah, if you look at our life resource here, you can see that it's a very minimalistic thing. It just has graphics and UI, and then that's it. And it has no data associated with it either. Um, Now there's no data here. And there again, I think maybe adding the component would be a really good idea. Um, but yeah, and then the graphics is just trying to link the graphics. So you could have the Life Geo just have the graphics component here, because you're already having to link something. But I thought it might be easier to do it that way. Anyway, so yeah, so that's the goal, and is just basically it's procedural creation of the models as well, and so that's going to take a little while, and I think this system could really expand out into a very vast system. It's going to be very simple, and I'm not, and I'm not sure how, how to get the spiders and all the other things, but I just thought it'd be fun to add in a whole bunch of different types of creatures running around the world. Um, and I thought it would fit well into several games that I've been working on. And so I thought, there again, it's like I'm trying to create this procedural system, and I think maybe that would be a lot better than just trying to create a like a generic RPG. Like everybody has generic RPGs, but I mean, again, everybody could have a procedural system if they keep watching my streams that no one does. Anyways, love y'all. Take care. Thanks so much for checking it out. I know a few people checking them out afterwards, so I really appreciate it. And I'm hoping just to build up my